Long time no see. Okay, as I was preparing for this video over the last week, I was originally going to start it off with a big, huge Happy New Year and a big sigh of relief that 2020 is done. But after the turn of events in the US over the last 24 hours at our nation's Capitol building, it put a huge damper on things. And I decided to focus on how we might use some skills to help us to continue to get through this kind of weird time in our world right now. So on a few of my previous videos, you might recall that I mentioned that I practice meditation as it really has improved my life over the last, several years. In fact, back in 2019, January, exactly 2 years ago, I attended a 10-day silent meditation course called Vipassana. And it was truly an unforgettable experience. There were about 40 people attending the retreat, about 20 women, 20 men. And of course, the men and women were separated in different dorms or our housing units. And now during the 10 days, no talking or gestures are allowed, except if you have a question for one of the meditation teachers, and you can schedule an appointment for that. And there are no TVs, radios, cell phones, reading materials, journaling, or any other type of media allowed. So literally you are completely unplugged and, off the grid, so to speak. And one more thing, the entire 10-day course is completely free of charge. So including the housing and the meals. But if you want to donate at the end of the course to kind of, pay it forward to someone in the future to attend, that's great. But there's no obligation to donate anything, which is kind of cool. So the point of my video today is not to teach you the Vipassana technique of meditation, as you can learn that about reading it on the website that I've provided in the notes below, the website address for this, or by signing up in the future for a 10-day course once they open back up after COVID. But rather, I'd like to share how I've benefited from practicing not only this form of meditation, but just taking the time in general to quiet the mind makes such a difference. So to start, I want to share with you the definition of Vipassana from their website. So here goes. Vipassana means to see things as they really are and is one of India's most ancient techniques of meditation. It was rediscovered by the Buddha more than 2,500 years ago, and he taught it as a universal remedy for universal ailments, also known as the art of living. Now, this non-sectarian technique aims for the total eradication of mental impurities, which can result in the highest form of happiness, which is total liberation or freedom. So Vipassana is a way of self-transformation through self-observation, and it focuses on the deep interconnection between mind and body, which can be experienced directly by disciplined attention to the physical sensations that form the life of the body and that continuously interconnect and condition the life of the mind. So it's the observation-based, self-exploratory journey to the common room of mind and body that dissolves mental impurity, resulting in a balanced mind full of love and compassion. The scientific laws that operate one's thoughts, feelings, judgments, and sensations become clear through direct experience. The nature of how one grows or regresses, how one produces suffering or frees oneself from suffering is understood. So life becomes characterized by increased awareness, non-delusion, self-control, and peace. A mouthful, I know, but it sounds pretty good, doesn't it? And, one word that was mentioned quite a lot throughout the 10-day course was equanimity. Now, the Oxford definition of equanimity is mental calmness, composure, and evenness of temper, especially in a difficult situation. And as I learned more about equanimity during the 10-day course, I realized that it's all about the understanding and kind of acceptance that this too shall pass, no matter what the situation. And remember, that includes the good stuff too, right, that will pass. So whether there are good things happening in your life or crappy things happening, you can remember that things will change because change is inevitable. So that gets to the point of this video, to go with the flow no matter what the issue. So another way to look at it is that equanimity is the ability not to become attached to the good feelings that occur in life, and also not having an aversion or like putting yourself through suffering in reaction to the bad things that happen. Because things are always changing, if you give them a chance to. So it's all about whether you choose to react or respond to any given situation that comes up in your life. If you have the composure and the patience to kind of weather the storms in life and also not cling to the fun and sunny days, you can create this freedom for yourself through practicing equanimity. Now, it's much easier said than done, and I'm far from mastering it, but I do continue to try. And meditation is one of the things that has helped me, in addition to yoga and breath work. And so, for example, things that really used to trigger me, like people with passive aggressive behaviors, I'm now able to kind of keep my calm, well, most of the time, and try to look at those behaviors more objectively. And if I'm having a really good day, then I seem to have compassion for the person who's acting, in a passive aggressive way, as I have come to realize that the expression hurt people is so very true. So I hope that some aspect of this video has resonated with you and inspired you to perhaps look into how practicing meditation and equanimity might benefit you as well. So thank you for listening, and I'm looking forward to sharing with you again next Thursday. And with that, I wish you peace, love, joy, and equanimity. And as always, keep the faith and let your light shine.